All right, let's dive right into this explainer. We are looking at a massive technological shift happening literally right now. For the last couple of years, we've all been totally fascinated by generative AI, right? But guess what? We're actually moving out of the era of passive chatbots and entering the era of autonomous AI agents. This is the Agentic AI Revolution, and it's absolutely going to change how work gets done from the ground up.
AI is moving from answer my question to go do this task for me. I absolutely love this quote because it hits the nail on the head. We are literally witnessing the death of the prompter. Just think about how you use AI today. You ask a question, it answers. You ask for a tweak, it tweaks it. It's like having a brilliant intern who needs constant handholding. But we're finally moving away from that exhausting back and forth. We're building systems that can execute complex, multi-step work entirely on their own.
So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the death of prompting. Second, what is agentic AI? Third, how AI agents work. Fourth, the real business impact. Fifth, small business superpowers. And finally, number 6, the future and its risks.
Let's kick things off with Section 1, the death of prompting.
Look, standard chatbots are fantastic for brainstorming, drafting quick emails, or answering basic queries. But they have a huge, glaring limitation, that back and forth problem. When you try to run a complex, multi-day project through a single AI model, it just kind of loses focus, or worse, it starts hallucinating. It basically forces you to act as a full-time project manager, constantly prompting, correcting, and guiding every single little step. It's helpful, sure, but let's be real, it isn't true automation.
Which brings us to Section 2. What exactly is Agentic AI? Agentic AI is artificial intelligence that can think, plan, and execute actions independently to achieve a specific goal, completely without needing step-by-step human instructions. It just skips the hand-holding. You don't give it a prompt, you give it a high-level goal. Once it has that goal in mind, the AI reasons through the problem, figures out exactly what tools it needs, and loops through the necessary actions until the job is done, without you having to jump in and save the day.
When we compare the capabilities, the leap in autonomy is honestly massive. Look at autonomy. Chatbots, low autonomy. They just sit there passively waiting for you to type something. AI assistants or co-pilots have medium autonomy. They collaborate with you, but you're still in the driver's seat. Agentic AI, though, has high, fully autonomous capabilities. It doesn't just spit out text. It actually goes into your external apps, uses APIs, fills out forms, and, this is the real game changer here, it checks its own work and self-corrects.
To put it simply, we are fundamentally shifting from a tool you use to a digital workforce you manage. Think about it. You wouldn't hire an employee and then hover over their shoulder telling them which keys to press on their keyboard, right? You give them a project and you trust them to execute it. That is exactly the superpower that Agentic AI brings to the table.
Moving on to Section 3, how AI agents work. Behind the scenes, an agent relies on a continuous intelligent cycle. It always starts with a goal, really understanding the objective. Then it creates a plan, mapping out a strategy to get there. From there, it moves to act, actually taking actions autonomously within your digital environment. After that, it evaluates by monitoring the results and perceives new information to adjust its understanding. It's not just guessing the next word in a sentence, it's dynamically navigating an entire workflow.
Peeling back the curtain a bit further, this workflow loop shows exactly how it breaks a giant high-level goal into bite-sized tasks. Notice that loop? That is the secret sauce. You give it an objective, and the AI plans, reasons, uses tools, takes action, and learns. And if it hits a snag or an error, it doesn't just freeze up and wait for you to fix it. It literally loops back to the planning stage, tweaks its strategy, and tries again.
Yeah, this repeating loop is everything. It plans, reasons, connects to your CRM or your inbox, executes the task, and learns from whatever happened. And it just keeps this engine running over and over until the objective is 100% complete.
Let's check out Section 4, the real business impact. These business benefits are basically what every leader dreams of. By deploying specialized multi-agent systems, companies can compress multi-day manual operations into literally minutes. It slashes costs because, well, agents don't make sloppy errors because they skip their morning coffee. It gives you 24/7 coverage. And honestly, the biggest thing? It allows a company to scale up operations instantly during a busy season just by adding computing power. No more spending weeks recruiting and onboarding human staff.
Let's ground this in a real-world scenario. Imagine a customer emails saying their order arrived damaged. Now today, that email just sits in a queue until a human reads it, right? But with Agentic AI, the agent reads the email, checks the database to verify the order history, confirms the return policy, automatically issues the refund through the payment gateway, and fires off an email with a shipping label to the customer, all in a matter of seconds before a human ever even sees the ticket.
Or consider e-commerce. Say a product goes viral on social media at 2 a.m. An AI agent monitoring the data spots that sudden crazy spike in sales. Autonomously, it checks supplier lead times, dynamically adjusts pricing within your pre-approved limits, and immediately places a reorder with the warehouse. It completely prevents a stockout before the operations team even wakes up to check their phones. That is proactive, autonomous action in a nutshell.
Now for Section 5, Small Business Superpowers.
Small businesses actually stand to benefit proportionately more from this tech. They can deploy AI agents to handle marketing, instantly qualify leads coming in from website forms, or manage really complex appointment scheduling and rebooking. These are full-time roles that a small coffee shop, a local clinic, or a boutique agency simply can't afford to hire for. Agentic AI essentially gives a 5-person company the operational muscle of a 50-person company. It's a total game changer.
Finally, let's wrap up with Section 6, the future and its risks.
So this naturally brings us to the elephant in the room. Is this actually safe, and is it going to completely replace human employees? Well, giving an AI agent the keys to your real systems, like processing actual payments, sending emails from your domain, or messing with databases, carries a lot of risk. If the AI hallucinates or makes a bad call in a weird edge case situation it wasn't trained for, those mistakes can snowball incredibly fast, precisely because it operates so quickly and autonomously.
And that is exactly why enterprise platforms are obsessively focused on safety guardrails right now. You don't just let the AI run wild. You implement super strict permission controls. You require a human in the loop for sensitive actions, meaning the AI does 99% of the heavy lifting, but a human still has to click approve before any money changes hands. You maintain detailed audit logs, and you ensure your systems can instantly roll back if things go sideways.
It's not a wholesale replacement for judgment-heavy or relationship-driven work. I think this is absolutely crucial. Regarding the fear of job replacement, the current data paints a pretty clear picture. Businesses are primarily using Agentic AI to absorb the repetitive, well-defined grunt work, stuff like data entry, basic scheduling, and routing tickets. The goal is to free humans up for strategy, empathy, and relationship-driven work. It's not about an outright wholesale replacement for human judgment.
But hey, a huge warning if you're planning to implement this. An agent working from messy business data is just going to produce messy, inconsistent results at lightning speed. You don't necessarily need to be a coder to use these new platforms, but you absolutely do need clean, organized data and clearly defined standard operating processes. Getting your internal house in order is your very first, non-negotiable step before you even think about deploying an agent.
I'm going to leave you with this thought to ponder. We are rapidly approaching a world where AI transitions from being just a passive tool you consult into an independent workforce that actually executes. So as that digital workforce takes over the mundane, repetitive tasks that are currently eating up your 40-hour work week, how are you going to reshape the future of your own daily work? What high-value strategy will you finally have the time to pursue? Think about it. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.